Hey you, do you play League? Do you play top lane in League? Well, do you play Trundle in League? Maybe? Yes? No? Maybe sometimes? Once in a month? A year? Well, if you do, and you want win streaks like this, sit back and enjoy, cause I'm gonna explain my genius, absolutely big gigabrain idea to you. Hello everyone, I wanted to make a quick video today regarding something that I've found. So, basically, I've made a new discovery, and in short, it's going Barrier Ignite as Trundle. And now you might be thinking, oh, wait, you playing without Flash? Oh, so that's when you're gonna take Ghost, right? But no, you don't take Flash, you don't take Ghost, you don't take Flash, and you don't take Ghost. You take Barrier Ignite like a Sigma, like a Giga Chad. You don't need Flash, you don't need Ghost. And now, let me just, commentate on this entire ordeal here as the game goes on. So, I'm against the Pantheon, which is the entire reason why I actually got this, why I got Barrier. And now, I'm camping in this bush, because, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna invade Kayn maybe, because Pantheon's a pretty rough matchup, for Trundle. So I was camping here, thinking I'll invade, Kayn comes by, I'll trade a little bit, but then, oh sheesh, I'm like, oh man, Pantheon's dead too. So I walk back. Look at what I do here. Boom. Barrier. Boom. Boom. First blood. Boom. Now, keep in mind that this game is played in Emerald, so, not every player is perfect here. And here I do a little bit of a mistake too, and yeah, I should have went in a bush to recall or something. So I died there. Yeah, I get it. I get it, I'm human too, I died. I didn't go to a bush, I died. So, Yasuo gets a kill, he uses flash for it though, so not that bad. And I'm going back to lane here, and I know what Pantheon wants to do here, Like, he has Comet too. It's Flash, Ignite, Pantheon with Comet. So, he's gonna play for the poke. And then, I think he would have normally started with Q, but because there was a little bit of business going on in the mid lane in the beginning, yeah, he happened to start with W. Anywho, what Pantheon kind of wants to do here is that, he wants to poke me down. He has Comet, he has Ignite, he's gonna poke me down. And the reason why this is so rough for Trundle is especially because of that, Like, if you Trundle and you're against Pantheon, there's not much you can do, in my experience, as a Trundle OTP. So, I just kind of chill back, I wait for the wave to crash into me. And, I know that, this Pantheon, he wants to poke me, he wants to Q me, use his empower to Q on me, and there's not really a way for me to dodge that either. Like, I need to choose. Do I trade HP for minions or not? And, this matchup really is all about just that. If the Pantheon does not do any mistakes, if the Pantheon has really good spacing, if he has better spacing than you, and if they do no mistakes, it's really hard to win this matchup as Trundle. So knowing this, knowing that it's a losing matchup for me anyways, I wanted to take Barrier instead of Flash. Because I knew, for the third time saying this, that he wants to poke me down. And my options really, like, there's not a lot of options here. I either need to you know, get some CS, you know? Get some CS, or, you know, I need to stand back, you know, and forfeit my CS. And now Kayn was coming here. I knew that Kayn was coming here. It was pretty much inevitable at this point, and, you know, I used Barrier. And I live. And, you know, Pantheon even uses Flash, and I leave. I just walk back. I just go back. Just like that. Now, I made it out alive. I thought that Kayn used Flash to there, and that was because... that was why I typed it in the chat, but yeah. My point is that, you know, I would not have made that... I would not have, you know, made that out of there alive, you know, if it wasn't for my barrier. And now, you might be saying, oh, no, like, taking Flash is, like, so much better. But for situations like these, it's actually good. It's actually good. If I know for a fact that, you know, I'm in a matchup where, you know, they just want to play to dive me, then why would I not take Barrier? What? But, you know, I also need Ignite. Now, you could say that, yeah, I could go Barrier and Flash, but I can tell you that it's going to be really difficult to get any kills if you don't have Ignite. Like, if I want to have some kind of pressure in my lane against the Pantheon, I kind of need Ignite. Especially, you know, in a situation like this where the Pantheon has Ignite too. Like, how can I play against him if I didn't have Ignite? And now, I don't know what was wrong with these guys. Like, they were camping me really hard. Like, this is the second time, and it hasn't even been that long. So, you know, Kayn comes there, uses Flash, gets away. And at this point, I'm just, you know, trying to keep my head cool. I think it's really important in this kinds of situations where, you know, you're being camped. If you can make it out alive like this, you know, it's huge. And now Kayn, for some reason, goes to Void Grubs. Even though he knew that Udyr was top lane. And now, yeah, Pantheon just ends up dying here. You know, you can see that if you go back a little bit on the minimap that, you know, Kayn was trying to come and help him, but it was a little bit too late. And right now, you know, the score is looking kind of even. But, you know, at this point I was just a little bit worried. I was thinking that this is just gonna be one of those games where, you know, the enemy bot lane goes like... gets like 20 kills and, you know, just carries the game, and then I just lose, but... yeah. It's pretty even at this point. And if you look at my gold, you know, even though I don't have as much CS as the Pantheon does, you know, I'm still kinda even. I'm still kinda even. He has 43 and I have 27. And I'm pretty much even on gold with the Pantheon. Now, I'm not sure if this is... like, yeah, it's kind of crazy if this is because I have 1 kill and 1 assist. But, you know, here we are, you know? I'm even with him. And that's how it is. So I just, you know, go back to lane. And at this point, I'm like, yeah... I don't really like this situation, because, you know, if they're just gonna camp me like this, I'm buying Plated Steel Caps, okay? Normally I would buy the Vampiric Scepter or, you know, Tiamat, but it doesn't really make sense here. Especially because, you know, both Kayn and Pantheon, they're both AD. And, you know, I need a little bit of survivability to... not get dove like all the time. Yeah. So yeah. It's a pretty even situation still, but... and yeah, that was a funny one. The Ash Arrow. But it didn't connect. I don't think I would have killed Pantheon anyways, even if it did. Trundle doesn't really have that much burst, even though the stun on the Ash Arrow is pretty long. I don't think I would have killed him there. And now, you see, I have Barrier and Ignite. I have both of them back up. So right now I'm kind of thinking, you know, if he wants to fight, I'm gonna fight, you know? And yeah, this is just that I want to repeat that, you know, this is entirely experimental. This is something that I don't know if I don't know if it's something that will work out in the long term, but this is something interesting that I found out. It's pretty funny too. But yeah. So I have Barrier and Ignite. I'm thinking I want to fight a little bit, see what he does. Just kind of feeling out the waters a little bit. And you know, the situation for me, if we're comparing me to Pantheon, it's not that bad still. Like, you know, yeah, he has a couple 200 more gold than I do, but it doesn't really matter, I think. Yeah, and at this point I was just pinging Pantheon because, yeah, he went to mid lane. And luckily the Ahri was quick enough, so he lived. And Pantheon wasted his flash as well, so I'm just chilling out. At this point, I should have already started pushing the wave, but you know, I was kind of paranoid. I wasn't sure where Kayn was. So yeah, I was kind of hanging back there. But yeah, I pushed the wave in. I see the Kayn's on the grubs, so I fight him. He's a little bit delusional, I think. I couldn't kill him. If I used my pillar there, I don't know why I didn't use my pillar earlier. Yeah. I don't know if I could have killed him or not, but yeah, Udyr did the job, so it do be like that. The thing is that I usually don't use my pillar in a situation like that, like if I don't know if they have flash or not. Because, you know, in that case, that's just gonna flash over the barrier, I mean, the pillar, and then they're just gonna run away, right? And especially if it's someone like Kayn, you know, if he uses flash over my pillar, then he can easily get away after, because he's so fast. But, yeah. At this point, the situation was still pretty even, although I feel like this is the tipping point where my team started to gain a little bit of lead in the game. And I was still kind of, you know, playing it safe here. Because I knew that, you know, if I'll do a little tiny bit of a mistake, the game might be lost, because, you know, they have a really good bot lane here. They got a 0, they got a 3-0 Seraphine and a 4-0 Brand. So, yeah. And that was a little bit of a lucky situation though. Pantheon got away. I think we could have killed him. Excuse me. I think we could have killed him, but I kind of took the kill for granted a little bit too much there, and he escaped. So, my bad. Anyways, Brand comes in top lane. I kind of just sneak away. And, you know, I'm not sure if Brand could have killed me there. You know, like, imagine if Brand thought, like, okay, Trundle doesn't have barrier. I mean, Trundle doesn't have flash. And he doesn't have ghost. So, how am I going to get away if Brand builds Rylaze, you know? Of course, you know, I can build items for that, but, you know, if he catches me out with Rylaze at a situation like this, I think I would be dead. But, that's only a theoretical situation. I don't think Brand would actually build Rylaze just for me. And I don't know how good Rylaze first on Brand would be anyway, so let's just forget that, I guess. But yeah. And going back to the situation here, I'm actually in a little bit of a lead. And you know, this is the point where, you know, it's just we're just chilling. I'm picking my mid lane because, you know, Ahri's hanging out pretty low HP. And I'm just here, and I don't know if Pantheon has ult or not. And now here, I just like decide like, okay, I have Barrier and I have Ignite. So I guess I just kill this guy. Now I didn't know if he had Flash or not there. He didn't have it. So, you know, I could have saved my Ignite, I think. But I just want to make sure I kill him. Okay, Yasuo comes top lane. And, you know, this is just kind of the game playing itself out from here on, you know? I kind of only wanted to showcase the early game because Barrier. And, you know, I was able to avoid giving kills to Kayn. I was able to avoid giving kills to Pantheon, all because I took Barrier. And then I just used Barrier, and that was it. I was able to survive the dives that I would normally not have been able to if I had something else other than Barrier. So yeah. And yeah, you know, of course, you can go Barrier, Flash. But as I mentioned previously, you know, like what I mentioned earlier is that I don't know if it's as good, and I don't even know if Barrier Ignite is good. It's just a thought. I'm just experimenting. But what I feel like is that, you know, if I took Barrier Flash, I wouldn't have any kill pressure. Especially if it's against someone like Pantheon who has Ignite. You know, if I have Barrier and Flash, you know, what am I gonna do? They're just going to outdamage me, and especially if they have Ignite, it's kind of bad because Trundle's kind of entire thing is healing and sustain, especially with his ultimates on. So, you know, if I fight a Pantheon that has poked me a little bit and, you know, they use Ignite, then they're probably gonna kill me, even with Barrier. But if I had Barrier Ignite, then chances are that I'm gonna kill him. And I know this is a little bit of a crutch, of course, you know? If they see that the fight is going bad, then, you know, they can just flash away. But you can save your pillar for that and, you know, get them that way. It doesn't work all the time, but the times that it does, I think it pays out. And I think that in this particular game, taking Barrier Ignite definitely paid me its worth. And I feel like it was definitely worthwhile taking Barrier Ignite here instead of Flash and Ignite or Flash and Barrier. If I had Flash and Ignite in this game, I would have died to the dives. You know, when Kayn and Pantheon dived me, I would have died to that. If I took Barrier and Flash, I wouldn't have been able to kill Pantheon there. And I feel like Ignite is pretty good as well. Like, if you want to really, really be dive-proof, then I think Ignite kind of scares the enemy away a little bit, you know? Like, it's kind of a deterrent, you know. It has a psychological effect to it too, you know. People go and they look like, oh shit, this guy has barrier and ignite. He has both of them, you know. I better not mess with them, you know, because it's like 2 combat summoners. And now here, you know, I see Seraphine going past me. This is another thing you kind of have to be wary of. You know, I was fully aware that I don't have flash, so instead of fighting Seraphine here, I just go for the minion wave. I kind of just let her do her thing, and yeah. I wasn't really bothered with trying to kill her. And at this point, you know, my team already has like 20 kills, and you know, the Yasuo just keeps inting, and their bot lane has died too. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is a valid thing you can do. Maybe it's not. I'll have to play some more games to find out. But so far, you know, I've been messing around with Barrier and Ignite for a couple of days, and it's been pretty nice. At least in Emerald 1 and 2. I was in Diamond a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I had an unlucky lose streak, and now I'm back here. So yeah. Do be like that. I guess another good, you know, thing that happened out of me taking Barrier Ignite in this particular match as well was that, you know, they had a Seraphine. So you could say that I took Barrier Ghost because, you know... Wait, let me rephrase that. You could say that I took Barrier because I wanted to survive dives and then, you know, Ignite to prevent healing. But I didn't really take Ignite, just, you know, I wasn't thinking about it like that in the champion select screen. I wasn't thinking like, oh man, they have a lot of healing, I gotta take Ignite. I was more so thinking that I need to take Ignite in order to have a fighting chance in my laning phase. Because, you know, I've played against Pantheon quite a couple of times with Trundle now, and especially after the removal of lethal tempo, you just kind of can't fight him. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe the Pantheons I've been playing against have been really good. I don't know. Maybe I've been really bad. You know, maybe I've been playing really bad all the times when I fight against Pantheon. I don't know. But I feel like you just can't really do anything in the lane unless you take Ignite. Sure, you know, you can play against Pantheon with Ignite and Flash, I think. If you flash the empowered Q that Pantheon does, you can win. Or if you flash any other ability that he throws at you, it's situational, but you know, you get the idea. You can win against Pantheon with Ignite and Flash. I think so. But the situation is that, you know, the problem is not Pantheon. It's the problem. The problem is that, yeah, the problem is that, you know, you might get dived. You know, someone might dive you. That's the problem. And that's a situation where taking Flash and Ignite is not gonna save you. Right? It's not gonna happen. You saw the dive that happened in the early game. I would not, never ever in any world or timeline, been able to survive that if I didn't have Barrier. So yeah. And I'm just gonna put this on 4x because there's nothing else really to the game. Other than the Yasuo tilting and dying, he's died 12 times already. And I already have like a 3,000 to 4,000 gold lead on Pantheon too. I'm level 15. Most of my team, you know, they're higher level than the enemy team, so yeah, we have a... Yeah, actually, speaking of gold, we don't really have that big of an advantage gold-wise. But the mental differences between the teams are showing a little bit. And now we just kind of play safe. We've taken all the towers. We just take jungle camps here. We just farm it out. Take objectives. That's it. I'm hanging out, I'm pushing out the side lanes. I don't know if we could have ended the game by just grouping mid, like all 5 of us. But, yeah, I wasn't sure. Actually, for this was a pretty funny one. Let me go back a little bit. So... yeah, Yasuo was doing his thing, like he was just pushing top lane. And I was like, you know, you can't do that, bro. Like, I didn't want him to take my tower. And I was hanging out here. And we were pretty even, actually. Both of us had 13k gold. Which was pretty surprising, because Yasuo's the one from their team that has died the most. But he also has the most gold. So... I don't know what's up with that, but anyways, I was going ahead to stop him. He had Hail of Blades, TP, Flash. I had Barrier and Ignite. I was level 17. He was level 16. He was 3 items and boots. I was 4 items and boots. And then he had a dagger and a recurve bow. And now look at this. This is pretty funny. I didn't play this perfectly, okay? But look. I think the Yasuo played this better than I did. Like, look at this. I just stand still. I do my thing and I win. I win. For a moment, if you look at this, for a moment, it seems like Yasuo would stand a chance here. Like, look at this. Like, he was hitting me pretty hard there, right? But I pop a barrier, I pop my ultimate, I pop my ignite, and he dies. If I didn't have barrier there, I would have lost. If I didn't have ignite there, I would have lost too. But because I had both barrier and ignite, I actually won. Now, yeah, you know, maybe it wasn't a fair match. Maybe, you know, the items did, they mattered, obviously. But the point is that even though I was higher level, and even though I had a completed item over him, I won only because I had Barrier and Ignite. Now, you know, when I said that I could have played that a lot better, I meant that, you know, I could have kited around a little bit, you know, and dodged his Qs. Because, you know, I was just standing still and tanking them, but yeah. I won. Because I had Barrier and Ignite. And yeah, then the rest of the game is just kind of over. Yeah, that's it. Yep. It do be like that. Take Barrier and Ignite. It's good. In some situations. Bye bye.